Hey guys, I'm Torie, and you're listening to That Girl, the podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in because the new episode is starting now. Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl, Torie, and I'm back with a whole new podcast episode. This is my second time filming this episode, and boy, do I have a story for you. I'll get into that in a second, but if you didn't see, based on the title, guess what we're talking about today? Sunday reset routine, the ultimate Sunday reset routine. And before we jump in, I just want to say this Sunday reset routine literally gives me the ability to focus on my goals without having to worry about how clean my environment is and just not stressing about it or any of those, weekly things that we have to do. I can truly just focus on my goals and be successful, and it took me a while to fine-tune this routine. So if you want to know what I do, how I do it, the order I do it, definitely keep on listening. Okay, you guys, like I mentioned, I literally filmed this whole thing yesterday, and then I went to edit, and I spent like 2 hours editing or trying to edit, and I realized that for some reason, the software I was using with the microphone, because I'm now using a microphone, hi, hello, didn't get like the last 2 minutes of that episode, so like it was really weird and it wasn't syncing because of that, and it just wasn't a good time. So hopefully it does this time. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna end up posting this without the microphone footage, audio, whatever you want to call it, but hopefully it does because I really want to use this. Obviously, I'm tired of just having it and not being able to use it. I want to be like a real podcaster, guys. Like, I see every single podcaster has a mic except for me, and it makes me sad. I get FOMO. So hopefully I'm able to use this and it's a good time. Yesterday was just this stressy, depressy, horrible time. And yeah, Mercury retrograde just really got me. She got me good. And that is why I didn't upload yesterday, and now it's Monday, and I'm hopefully getting this up tonight. So before I jump in, obviously I need to do my life updates. Yes ma'am, if you're new here, do life updates every single episode before I jump in. In terms of this episode's life updates, there's really nothing that's changed since Sundays other than obviously the microphone debacle. I've honestly just not been in the mood to do anything for some reason. I haven't really had any motivation, but I kind of feel like that's when I'm prouder of myself, honestly, for getting things done, because like it's easy to get things done and reach your goals when you're excited and motivated and you're going at it with like optimism. But when you have to force yourself to get out of bed, I'm even like more proud of myself when I still get things done, because that can be really hard for me. So I just wanted to say, like, if you're in that season, it should be even more meaningful when you get things done, and I'm really proud of you. Even if you just did like 1 out of the 10 things that you need to get done, I'm proud of you. And one thing that helps me is I literally count to 3 and then I say, okay, you're gonna be like Nike, and then I go do it, which is really cliche, but that's what I do. So hopefully that helps you. Now, before we jump in, one last thing is I want to tell you, don't forget to subscribe, follow, whatever platform you're on, collect, whatever the term is. It would mean the absolute world to me. And if you want to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at thatgirlthepod, I would love for you to join the community of girlies, all working to become the best version of ourselves. So with that being said, let's jump on in. Before I get into like the specific routine and what I do want to first say that I'm not going to be mentioning specific times that I eat, because I feel like that is really personal to you and what you feel like doing. I'm personally a very intuitive eater. I follow intuitive eating, so I just eat whenever it works best. You can fit it in between pretty much anything that I'm going to mention. So I'm not going to tell you what to be doing, but obviously you should be eating 5 meals a day and following, whatever diet works best for you. So that being said, the very first thing that I do is obviously daily things like I drink water, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, take the dogs out, and one very important thing that I want to mention is I change out of my pajamas. I know especially on Sundays, and it can be like super easy just to stay in your pajamas all day and not change, especially if you're just cleaning up around the house. But I personally think that changing is the secret to everything, the key to success. I like to put on workout clothes, just leggings and a nice top, something that makes me feel like I'm actually getting out of bed and I can't just crawl back into it, because if I'm too comfy, I will go back to bed, and that is not an exaggeration, I will go back to bed. So I do that, and then I make my bed. If Josh is awake, Sundays are his off day as well, so he usually is still asleep and I get up before him, but if he's awake, I'll make the bed. So after that, I immediately put all my laundry in the laundry washing machine so that I can start on my first load. I do all of my laundry for the most part on Sundays, unless there's something I really need during the week that's dirty, but I try not to do that and I try to plan ahead. So it's gonna be a long day. I probably do like 4 loads on Sundays, so I like to get it started as soon as possible and then just like refill it periodically throughout the day. So that's the first thing I do. I go downstairs and I start a load of laundry, and I do it in order of priority. So if I have like 1 pair of jeans that I probably wear like 3 times a week because they're just like a good pair of jeans, I will wash those first. Any underwear, I don't have a ton of pairs of underwear, so I wash those first. Things like that. I also change my sheets once a week. German Shepherd life, I know. So I like to wash my favorite comforter, any favorite sheets, things like that on Sundays as well. So once I get my first load started, the next thing that I'm gonna do is I will work out. I personally like to work out next because I think it sets the precedent for the day. It's something that I really strive to do, so I feel really accomplished after I do it, and then those like good endorphins are going to put me in a good mood for the rest of the day, because I personally am not the biggest fan of cleaning. It's not my forte. I just have OCD, so I literally have to do it, but that doesn't mean I'm happy while I'm doing it. So when I work out, it puts me in a better mood, and then I am just happier while I'm doing it and I feel more motivated. So I work out next. Since it's a Sunday, you don't have to do anything super crazy. Yesterday, I literally took Evie for like a 1.5 mile walk around the neighborhood. You can go to the gym and walk on the treadmill. You can do yoga. You can look up a 10-minute Pilates class if you just want to get it over with. There are so many things you can do that aren't super time consuming or super hard on your body if you're trying to have more of like a rest day. It's just good to get you moving, and for me, it energizes me so that I am like excited about me. Not knowing how to turn off my notifications on my iPad is a mood. There's not like a button on the side. Who is she? Okay, sorry, I'm old, honestly. I need to ask someone younger than me to help me. Ouch. Hold on. Can I like hide alerts? Okay, I figured it out. We're good. Everything is good. Derailed for a second, but we're good. Okay, back to what I was saying. Yeah, just the act of moving your body is really important, and it puts me in a good mood. It makes me more energized. You should be drinking water all day. Make sure you're drinking water, sis. And yeah, that's the first thing I do. Super easy, super helpful, and it checks a pretty big thing off your list. Like, working out for me personally is pretty big, so for me at least, I feel really accomplished. So after that, I'm usually gonna do something pretty easy in terms of cleaning. Like, I'm gonna tidy up something pretty easy. So I'll pick up our living room, put all the dogs' toys in their toy bin, switch the laundry out, just do some easy things that make me feel accomplished and motivated to move on to bigger things. And once I do that, I'm gonna start on the bigger things, like the weekly tasks that I have to do. So dishwasher, laundry, changing the sheets, things that are just like a weekly routine that you have to do. Clorox the counters, clean them off, things like that. Swiffer, vacuum, all the vibes. Then I like to take a break because I need breaks little and often. It's the ADHD. So Josh is usually up and ready to go at this point, showered, all that. So if we have anything planned, we will usually go and get coffee and then run those errands. So like, for example, yesterday we went to the pet store and picked up some stuff we needed for the pets, and then we went to Home Depot and got some stuff he needed for his car, and then we came home. We try not to schedule anything too crazy. It is Josh's main off day that everyone else is off, because his other off day is Tuesday, so like everyone's working on that day. So if we want to go see his family, that's really the only exception of things we will do on Sundays, because we try to just keep it as like a reset day and not be too busy trying to do other things and then trying to reset on top of it. So it's really important to set boundaries, and if you have anything fun you want to do and you have the ability to do it on another day, do it on another day, and make this just your reset day. So after we do that, we come home and then I finish up any cleaning I didn't get done before. So that's when I'm gonna vacuum the upstairs, clean our room, take any trash or dishes downstairs, sweep and Swiffer the downstairs, clean anything that needs to be taken out of our fridge out, so like any old food or anything like that. One thing I will say about dishes, life hack, do your dishes as you're dirtying them. So as soon as you're done with dinner, wash your dishes. As soon as you finish your bowl of cereal, wash your dishes. I was really good about this when I lived with roommates because I was like only in charge of my own dishes. But now that Josh and I like share a house and I do his dishes most of the time, it's not as easy because like we will eat upstairs and he won't bring his dishes down and then I end up just rounding up the dishes later. So it's not as easy, but it's something I want to get back into because it just keeps you from having to do them later in the week or having to dedicate like an hour or whatever to doing them. And you can just do them and take the 2 seconds when you wash a plate versus 50 plates at once, which that's kind of an exaggeration, but still, you know what I mean. So after that, Josh and I both work on our hobbies for around 2 hours. This is usually my podcast time, so it takes me about 2 hours to film, edit, and publish an episode. Unless you have the fiasco like yesterday that took 6 hours before I waved a white flag and begrudgingly ate some food and went to bed. But on that same note, usually it takes about 2 hours. I like to do the podcast because that's something that I'm interested in. Josh likes to either work on music or fix his car. Sometimes he'll play video games. But we really try and dedicate this time to those things that you typically say you wish you had more time for during the week. Wow, can't talk. So like those hobbies that you just like love, that creative outlet, and you're like, man, I just wish I had more time for this. That's what you spend these 2 hours doing, whether that's painting, reading, working on a side hustle, anything that is just like mentally stimulating that you want to do but you feel like you don't have time for. And this is really great for both of us because it helps us not feel as stressed or like we're neglecting things as we go into the week. I'll also try and like work on any content or anything like that that I didn't get done on Saturday, just to make sure that everything is ready to go for the week. And it's just like a refreshing time as a creator for both of us to kind of do our own thing and get out of our head and get everything onto paper. So once we are done with these 2 hours, I usually spend a few minutes just planning content and any other major events for the week. So if I have any major events at work, I'll make sure that I have everything ready for that. If I have any content I need to get done for the podcast, I'll do that. I will make sure everything's done. Like for example, for Christmas, I knew we were going to see families on certain days. So like I would make sure presents were done by those days and anything small like that. I'll shower and just kind of do like a good refresh shower, you know, shave my legs, do a hair mask, make sure all of that is good and I feel refreshed for the week. This is now when I'm going to start like winding down and start kind of, I'm done pinning up everything from the previous week and now I'm just refreshing and getting prepared for the new week and making sure I'm good to go. So once I'm done with this, Josh is usually done with all of his fun stuff. So we will either make dinner or order dinner, and then it's typically around 6. So we spend the rest of the night just like watching a movie and making sure we're rested for the week ahead. So that could mean going to bed early if we need extra sleep, but that could also mean watching something that doesn't have much thought to it if we're still mentally exhausted and we're trying to catch up before the new week. So it's really customizable to what we are looking at doing as we go into the new week and, you know, whatever we need to get done in terms of that, I guess. So that is pretty much it. I think that in terms of like this routine, what is most important is just finding a routine that works for you. This is definitely more of like a skeleton of what a good routine is because I didn't want to be like, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do, and be super granular and you guys feel like you have to do it that way because it took me forever to find this and it's constantly changing. I mean, when I lived with roommates, my routine was so different than what it is now. Like I used to go for Sunday drives and I would just turn on music and drive around Lexington at night, and that was really therapeutic for me and helped me reset my mind for the new week versus now where I just lay in bed with a candle. I set the lights in our room to like a red and turn out the main light, and that is how I reset now. It just changes as you get older and what your needs are. So I think that it comes with a certain level of self-awareness and knowing what is best for you. Like an example is I need breaks a lot. So I found that in my breaks, I don't necessarily need to stop working. I just need to switch my focus. So I'll break up cleaning and go out and run errands and then come back and do cleaning. I also like to run errands in the morning versus at night. I found I get really anxious if I wait to run errands until after I'm done cleaning and doing everything else. So we try to do it pretty early on. Once Josh is up, that's like the first thing we'll do. So those are just a few examples of how I customize it to me. If you want some help customizing it to what you feel like would be best for you, go ahead and shoot me a DM on Instagram. Like I mentioned, it's that girl the pod, or you can just look at the link in the description and find me that way. I would love to help you create a morning routine. I genuinely just love doing that and like talking to you about your needs, helping you out. I've been there. Anything you're going through, I've probably been through. I'm not even kidding. My life has been complete and utter chaos for as long as I can remember. So if you need advice on something, I probably definitely can help you navigate it. So definitely let me know. But I'm sorry this episode is a little bit shorter. I was hoping it would be longer, but obviously with the microphone debacle, not sure what happened there, and my outline is literally the same length as it always is. So I don't know if I'm talking faster or if I usually like add more on. I don't know, but so sorry for the shorter episode. Again, so sorry that it's Monday and not Sunday. I was just like so upset about it last night, and I kind of had to sit down and be like, you know, the world's not going to end if you upload a day late. I know you're going to be upset, but it's okay. So that's part of me learning to go with the flow and like kind of see that things are meant to be. I don't know. I don't really know what the lesson is here, but hopefully I'll figure it out. I think that's pretty much everything for this though. Like I mentioned, don't forget to follow on whatever platform you're on. If you're on YouTube or a place where you can comment down below what your Sunday reset routine currently consists of. No, actually, comment whether you were taught that Sunday is the first day of the week or the last day of the week. Because I was taught that Sunday is the first day of the week, but I know different cultures as well as like families do it differently, and I'm dying to know what you think. Literally just pure curiosity. I'm not gonna like bully you if it's different. I just genuinely want to know. So comment that. I'll probably do a poll on my Instagram story as well if you want to head on over and vote on that and see the results, because I don't know what that loud bang was, but I'm just genuinely curious. So yeah, also if you're on Apple Spotify Apple Podcasts or Spotify, don't forget to leave a rating and a review. If you just want to tap those stars, it would mean the absolute world to me. Also, if you are feeling generous and want to leave a quick little description or actual like written review, don't forget to leave your Instagram and I will shout you out. I would love you forever. You guys don't understand. These reviews and ratings help out my podcast so much, and you would be honestly the nicest person on the planet, and it takes like 2 seconds. So please help a sister out. I'll shout you out, and yeah, that would mean the world to me. If you're watching this on Monday night, I hope you have a great night. If you're watching this on any other day, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or night. Like I mentioned, don't forget to follow me on everything. You guys are the coolest. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next podcast episode. All right, love you. Bye, guys.